What's going on, guys? Big Ryan the Fat Guy coming at you with the NBA betting market video for January the 19th, 2021. Only 2 games on the docket today in the NBA. Fat Guy, we're going to start off with the OKC Thunder taking on the Denver Nuggets, who are 9.5-point favorites at open. They've been bet up to 10-point favorites, even though the juice is favoring the Thunder at plus 10, minus 108. 55% of bettors and 64% of the money has helped move this Nuggets line up half a point. However, though, on the money line, the Thunder opened plus 369. They were bet up slightly to plus 372, so you can tell from there, not a huge line move. But interesting to note that 40% of bettors and 63% of the money are on the OKC Thunder, anywhere from plus 369 to plus 372.
I think the handle is close here. Like, not in terms of like directly, but I mean as far as exposure, because you could have, roughly half the handle and still have more exposure because of a Thunder's win. Or a Thunder win. There's no plural to Thunder. And I'm glad you used the word docket, by the way. I was impressed with that. 372, that's a hefty payout to have 63% of the money. Is it not, Big Rye?
Oh, totally. Like 372 is 100 divided by 472, whatever that is. It's like 23%, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so that would be like balanced, right? So it's not. So I feel like that juice number is almost like, obviously the 9.5 to 10 is maybe a key number for them. But the juice figure, they kind of want you to bet the Nuggets, maybe to offset a little bit on the money line. That's just kind of where my head is going. I think this is just I don't know if there's sharp money necessarily on the Thunder, but I do think this is more of a books attempting to balance with that juice number and the shift uptick, which is more about key numbers. That's my my forecast, at least my hypothesis, my theory.
And then the OU for this game, it opened 219.5. It's been bet up to 220, so only half a point, but the juice favors the over at minus 107. 72% of bettors, 59% of the money has helped push that line up half a point, and the juice up from minus 105 to minus 107.
Yeah, it's not a big move though, Big Rise, to be honest. 1,059 bets though. Maybe it's heating up in the NBA, or perhaps people had a lot more time off from yesterday, and maybe they're spending their wins, chasing their losses after a holiday Monday. So perhaps that is a theory as to why the volume seems to be a tick higher than usual. Correct?
Yeah, I think it's because there's 2 games today. We're going to see probably around 4,000 bets for both of these games. It's just a benefit of only having 2 games on the docket. Next up, we got the Pelicans Jazz. Jazz opened as 6.5-point favorites, but they were bet down to 6-point favorites. Interesting to note here, 54% of bettors and 83% of the money on the Pelicans against the spread. 1,437 bets too. No slouch as far as number of bets this early on in the day.
Maybe it is 2 games. Maybe you're right. I mean, it's just interesting, very interesting, because this isn't, I imagine, a heralded matchup. The Pelicans, I mean, obviously have a little star power there, but still, 83% of the money. Interesting, making me interested in the Pelicans at least, right? It looks like there's sharp money on them. They're taking exposure though, because let's look at this money line over here. 195 payout on 56% of the money. That could be worrisome if you were one of the managers holding that book, those tickets.
Yeah, and the line has moved for the Pelicans, so you can see that the books are not happy taking this much exposure on the Pelicans this early. So the line has come down not only against the spread, but also on the money line. I'm guessing in hopes to receive more money on the Jazz as tip-off approaches, but we still have a lot of time. There's still like 8 hours until this game starts. So to consider that we're 8 hours away and there's still 1,400 bets on this game, like I said earlier, we're probably looking at 4,000 or 5,000 bets. So we're looking at maybe 20% of the market overall. But really interesting to note that there is heavy money both against the spread and on the money line for the Pelicans, and it has helped push that line down. So the books are a little bit worried about this sharp action on the Pelicans.
Yeah, absolutely. That does make complete sense. There is, I guess it is sharp action in theory. Let's put it that way.
The OU had opened at 218.5. It's been bet down to 217.5. 40% of bettors, 45% of the money is on the over. So this is the train keeps this line moving, as you could say, Fat Guy. The line has moved down, and there are more bets on the under. There's more money on the under, so this all makes sense. There's nothing fishy here.
It does, but the one thing is this even a movement though? That 1 point between 218.5 to 217.5, incentivizing the under with just even money juice, which is no juice at all technically. So I mean, how much is that 1 point worth? Is it worth 6 points of juice? Is it worth more? That's for you to figure out.
And that's it, guys, for the NBA betting
Just
market.
two.
It's short and sweet today. So good luck if you are making a wager on the Thunder, Nuggets, Pelicans, Jazz. I guess the most key thing to note is that the books are taking exposure on the Pelicans. So with that information, do what you will, and good luck on your wagers for January the 19th.